share my screen and then we can start the presentation. Is that visible to everyone? Yeah?
Not yet.
Okay. No?
Still not. I guess you're using right share screen. Yeah, now it's coming up.
Okay,
perfect.
Okay. Now is it working?
Yes, it is working.
Okay. Can you see the second slide now? Yeah.
Yes, we can see the presenter mode.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. So a little bit about Milliken and company. So Milliken is an old company. It's been around for over 155 years now. It's still a family-owned business. It's a US-based manufacturer. They have historically been involved in more industrial processes, such as floor coverings, and with a textile division and with a chemical division. And around 2 years ago, they developed their healthcare division as well, or they formed and created a healthcare division. So that healthcare division came off the back of some dressings that they first commercialized back in 2007, which was the combination of some of the textile and chemical technologies that they had within their manufacturing business. Milliken and company also work with other industry partners, so our products are used by other wound care companies, and so our experience or knowledge of the wound care space is quite good, although the brand of Milliken is relatively unknown within this space. The company actually has quite a long history in terms of supplying raw materials into that space. They decided that they were going to make a firmer entry into the wound care space, and in 2019, in June 2019, they acquired Andover Healthcare, which was and still is a leading manufacturer of cohesive bandages and compression therapy kits. As a result of that, they took that over, and now we are taking these products to Europe, and we have some distribution partners already in Europe and in the Middle East and in the US, but we are always open to engage with conversations with people that are interested to look at our products. In some of our other divisions, our non-wovens are seen or used in masks and surgical gowns, and our wovens are used in uniforms and bandages and wound dressings, and the knits are found in compression bandages and hosiery. So a little bit about the market that's of most interest to us as a company and to most of our distributors as well, is the venous leg ulcer market. So chronic venous insufficiency is the 7th most common chronic disease and is the underlying cause in 95% of all leg ulcers. So it's a high incidence rate. With proper care, venous leg ulcers require at least normally 12 weeks to heal. So these are long, ongoing wounds that take a long time to heal. And the recurrence rate is high as well. It's up to around 2/3. So that they are wounds that even when they heal, they have a tendency to recur, and they're high incidence. So it is a market that is increasing as well, that is growing, and it's a market that we see as continuing to grow in years to come as well. A little bit about our products, or about the solution that we offer. So for optimal healing environment for venous leg ulcers, we would combine a primary wound care dressing with compression therapy. So the area that we're involved with, although in the US we do have primary wound care dressings, and they are not CE marked, so we can't offer those in Europe, but we can offer them in areas where FDA registration is accepted and is sufficient for them to be imported and sold. But we tend to focus on our compression therapy range. So within our range, we have both a dry offering, which is our Coflex TLC product, and then we have 2 moist offerings, which is our Coflex TLC Zinc and our Coflex TLC Calamine products as well. We do also have a long stretch product as well, which is our Coflex TLC Long Stretch, or LS. And I will go through in the next slide as to where these products fit and where we use them. So with our technology, we can replace all 2, 3, and 4 layer kits that are currently on the market. So we have visual indicators on every single roll that we manufacture, so on every layer 2. And that takes the guesswork out of the application. So that's something that was actually really welcomed from a clinical perspective by the caregivers, so that they were able to judge and able to make sure that they were getting the right compression every time. Some of the other USPs with our products are that we have odor and itch control on our dry layer 1 products, and we have easy hand tear on all of our layer 2 products. So that means that they're slightly easier to use, no scissors are needed, and quite often with these patients it can be a little difficult in terms of the application. So this makes it a little bit easier for the caregiver. Long stretch is available for inactive patients, and it's the same application technique across the entire product line. And that's important in that when a clinician becomes familiar with applying one of our products, they're able to apply all of the products, whether they're using a dry or a moist or a long stretch product. All of our products develop a consistent therapeutic compression. So it is a measured compression that is achieved with our layer 2 bandage. And the zinc and the calamine products are patented products as well. We have 2 compression levels, as is common with all kits. We have a light for an ABPI of less than or equal to 0.5, and we have a standard for an ABPI of greater than or equal to 0.8. So why that's important is it dictates where we go in terms of what compression is applied to the patient. So where the ABPI is less than greater than or equal to 0.5, then we would put them into light compression, and then we have the 2 options. So if there is multiple skin conditions, they would go down the moist route, and they would go down either into zinc or to calamine. If there's fewer skin conditions, then they would typically be using one of our dry products, and that would then be differentiated depending on the level of activity with the patient. So if they're an active patient and they can move, then they would go into TLC Light. If they're a less active patient or they're not ambulating very much, then that would go into a long stretch light product. And then the same on our compression standard, standard compression products would depend on whether they had multiple skin conditions or if they had fewer skin conditions. So we do have an XL product, and the TLC XL is not extra large, it's extra long. So that's for the patients where the limbs are particularly large and some extra length is needed in order to wrap that patient. So that's a brief overview of our compression therapy products, which is the products that we want to focus on in terms of what we're talking about today, and where we're looking to engage with interested distribution partners. So, Claire, have you anything to add to that?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. As part of the offering of support as well, there's myself, who's a clinician by background and have worked in the field of compression therapy and wound care globally, offering of support in terms of conducting clinical evidence, customer questions, support, building selling tools together, addressing any customer questions, needs, and I've joined Milliken just a couple of weeks ago, but have worked for some other large companies and have brought other compression therapies and innovations to the market. And as part of my role is to support distribution partners, to support yourselves and to support the staff that you have out there to meet any needs of your customers. And our key focus really is on bringing innovations forward and products forward that will effectively improve patients' lives and clinical practice out there moving forward.
All right, thanks a lot, Claire. Thanks a lot, Peter. Very nice presentation. Everyone, I'd like to open the discussion. So if you have any question, please feel free to unmute yourself and bring up the question.
Hello, that's Alexander Hein from Austria. I hope you all can hear me. I've got one question. We're not currently active in that business, but we are familiar with the wound care area in general. And we found that the compression therapy lies very much in the hands of a few competitors that have been educating the users over years and years. So the first step would be to actually change the behavior and to retrain those users. Do you have any standard procedures on how to do that, and any instruments to help a distributor to enter that business?
We do. So we have, first and foremost, you're correct in that there are some long-established relationships that we need to address and we need to break between clinicians and between some existing suppliers in this market space. We approach this on two fronts. One, with our clinical data that we have behind our product, which proves the efficacy and safety of the product, and which is requested and required by all clinicians. So they want to know that the product is used elsewhere and that the product is safe and okay for them to use. So we have a wealth of clinical data behind the products. And then the second approach that we have is also to support our distributor in terms of the education. So the very reason that we have a clinical specialist on staff is for them to work with your salespeople, to work with your key account managers, and for us to be able to bring in our clinical specialists to educate and to convince your key opinion leaders about using our product. So we would work in tandem with you in terms of how we would approach that. So we would look at the market and we would agree, okay, where do we need to go step by step? Who are the key opinion leaders we need to convince? And then we would formulate the plan with you to do that. We have a marketing team that will also work with you in terms of producing either customized literature or amending the literature that we have so it reflects our distributors' details. And the last thing we do is that we fully engage with any congresses or trade shows that are going on, and we would support those. Some of the things that we do in other markets that work particularly well are we would organize regional seminars where a key opinion leader would be brought in to present and to discuss about our products. And we would have the opportunity to practice actually with the clinicians that come to those events and to answer any questions that they have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just wanted to share that we're working with Peter and Milliken for a while in Poland, and been really excited about uptake of the product range, and it's one of our best-selling products in Poland. So thanks a lot for the cooperation. Real work.
No, thank you, Jirik. And we're super excited with how our products are really well known and really. From a clinical perspective, are really liked in the US, and we know that we're many years ahead where we are in the US, but we see where we can go in our European markets, and we're looking for the right distribution partners to work with to deliver our message and to hopefully go on that journey with. And we feel we have the right tools to offer to make sure that you would be successful. But of course, we realize it's difficult, it's a challenge, but of course, changing people's behavior and introducing a new technology and new product can be, but equally, what we've learned from other markets is that it's very, it has the potential to be very successful as well.
Hello, Peter. You mentioned your advanced wound care portfolio with what is not currently CE marked. Are there any plans to bring them to Europe?
Yes, there are. So we are actively going through the process to CE mark those products. So we have an absorbent wound dressing, and we have a moisture transfer dressing as well, which will pull and protect the wound. Where we are with that is we had started the registration process to CE mark these products because they go hand in hand with our compression therapy products. Unfortunately, with coronavirus, things got delayed as they did for a lot of manufacturers, and we had some other challenges that we needed to address. But it is still going on. It's just been delayed, and we would expect to have progress on that early next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. We have about 2 minutes, so a couple of more questions. We can.
Peter, you mentioned you are a traditional and well-established company. So how do you manage to keep on the top of the innovation pressure, for example, if in your industry or towards your competitive partners?
So Milliken has been an innovative company for many years now. As a manufacturer, we try to bring products that are differentiated in market so that they offer distribution partners an opportunity to have a new niche or to have something that's different from their competition. So we rely a lot on the feedback from our distributors in terms of, what is the market asking for, what direction is it going on, and we try and work with them to develop products together. As a company, we invest heavily in R&D. We have a very large R&D facility based in Spartanburg in South Carolina, where we pull together our expertise, both with textiles, with chemicals, and now with healthcare, in terms of how we can develop and manufacture products. So we can come up with some ideas on our own, of course, and we do, but quite often the best ideas come from the market and they come from clinicians' needs. So we also, of course, have our clinical staff that are on board, and we listen to their input as well in terms of where they feel there is opportunity for product development.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christoph.
Okay, thanks a lot, Peter. If there is maybe some last question, feel free to ask. I had some notes in the chat, so I will definitely put you through and I'll connect you with Peter. Anyone else, or?
Maybe one last question to Claire, to include her in the discussion. How is the company treating you? You said you're a fresh employee, so how is the company for you?
Actually, I'm being treated wonderfully. I went through a very rigorous interview process of 5 stages to actually achieve this job. And from every process, the messages that I came away with are that they have a very clear vision. They are set up in such a robust way. And I think to answer your other question in terms of the response to changing things, and I think the visual indicators are a very good example, that they were not there, the customers asked for them, and that has rapidly been done. And I have to say I'm extremely happy. This is my forever job, and I see myself being here now until the end of my career. And I think it's very exciting, and there's going to be a lot of exciting things in the pipeline. Yeah.
It's wonderful to hear.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot both for your presentation. It was wonderful, thanks a lot. And if anyone else would like to get connected with Peter, again, please let me know in the chat and I will share a contact. The following pitch will be starting in 9 minutes at 2 p.m. And you can look forward to Sanukan, a Maltese company presenting about their CBD products. So look forward to seeing you all in 9 minutes.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Yuri. Bye.